everyone. Welcome to this week's Energy Insight for August 30th to September 6th. I am so looking forward to this Energy Insight and very much glad to be back again this week. My name is Jackie Ellis, for those of you that don't know, from JackieEllis.com. And I am, my friends call me the Energetic Master. I'm an intuitive guide and mentor and Reiki master where I see energy and I feel energy and I can help people decode the energy within them so that they can transform their life into a life that they love. I do these energy insights so that I can help people, just give them some insight as to where, what could be happening this week. It could be, it could resonate with you during and while you watch the video. You might already get some insight as to yes, this is the pathway I'm headed. So thank you very much. It also might not seem like it could happen. Or may not apply to you, and then you get partway through the week and you go, oh yeah, Jackie talked about this. I didn't expect it though. And it's all good. It's all good. That's why I'm here to help, and I'm here to help you decode what could happen, or how to step back into your power again. So very much have created a light mastery map to help guide you through this process, and it really is a powerful tool to be able to use as you go through your journey and to help you decode the energies that you're experiencing. So if you're not familiar with the light mastery map, it is a map that I have available on my website. You can sign up at my website below, get access to it in the VIP portal, and a ton of other information, ton of other resources available for you as well. But this week, we are part of the waning quarter moon. So what does that mean for you? What domain does that mean? What energy insights are we, was I guided to share with you this week? We're going to cover all of that and more. And even throughout the week, I may actually step in if I'm guided to do more videos. I know for sure that I'll probably be meeting or doing videos within the Soul Talk membership platform, just to help people get them through the week a little bit more, and give them some further insight for what is coming through. The waning quarter moon is typically our upper chakra area, so it is very much a very feminine energy that we will be feeling. That will be the dominating energy for the week, and it's very much our domain for our visions. What visions do we have for our life? What dreams do we want for our life? How do we see ourselves in that big picture? And how do we identify with ourselves? How do we know who we are? It's it's how we are using our time. How we perceive our time to be, the manifestations. How are we manifesting within our life? Are we manifesting in a positive way towards our life goals, our dreams, or are we manifesting, are we placing our focus on things that are full of struggle and strife, and that's what we're actually manifesting some more of? It is definitely how certain we feel in the steps that we're taking within our life, and are we allowing the magic to happen that we can allow to happen. You're going to notice that in the light mastery map there is definitely there is a profile for when we take responsibility for what is and creating our new reality. That's one of the characteristics of very much our divine feminine, and being in alignment with our divine feminine energy. And it's knowing that when we have a clear vision for our life, and when we really, it doesn't bother us if something that our intuition tells us to do doesn't make sense. We know that is what we're being guided to do. That is, we're trusting that intuition, and really knowing the difference between illusion and truth is very much a feminine energy, divine feminine energy characteristic. And when we aren't trusting that feminine energy, we are too much in our masculine energy, and we can find ourselves very doubtful. We can find ourselves preoccupied with fairness, like, it's not fair that this happened to me. Why can't somebody else fix this? Why do I have to be the one to do it all the time? It's complaining about life happening to you. It's really feeling powerlessness when it comes to time, feeling like you're always behind schedule, feeling like you don't have enough time to get things done in a day, or the other way around, where you're actually completely blocked or bored and have no inspiration as to what you need to do next. When we get to that point, we really aren't trusting the creative energies within us, and we are choosing to stay where we are, and becoming very stagnant, and we're bored. We're simply just bored. So, and when we get that way, life gets way too serious. And it's not very fun at all. So, that being said, there's usually a few different messages that I'm given for each week. Lately it's been 3 messages per week, and I'm going to go through these 3 messages specifically for this week of August 30th to September 6th. And they may mean something to you, like I said earlier. They may mean something to you, and they may resonate with you because you've seen hints of it coming for, in your journey. But it also might be something that you don't expect. Sometimes that happens for me, where I get these intuitive messages, and I'm like, yeah, I've got this. I'm good. That's yeah, okay. Thank you for the reminder. And then it'll be like something very deeply resonating, that I didn't see on that level. It was actually more powerful than I ever expected it to be. So take down some notes, or save the video, because you may find yourself coming back to it throughout the week, going, Jackie mentioned something about this. Let's explore this a little more. So, and we're also, if you're part of the Soul Talk membership community, you can also post things in our platform there, and let's have a discussion about it some more, because I love hearing what's going on. The first message that I got was, when we let go of what we think we know, we allow ourselves to explore what we could know. And I'm gonna say that again, because it's very important. And I'm gonna repeat this probably throughout the other 2 messages as well. When we let go of what we think we know, we allow ourselves to explore what we could know. Now, perspectives are powerful, but they can be limiting if we're viewing them through old filters, through old trauma, through old experiences that we've had. Not everybody has bad intentions towards us. Not everybody You know, not everything needs to be done the exact same way every time. There's some things that just it makes sense to repeat the process over and over again. But what if there was a better way? And that part of this is coming from my industrial engineering background, where I would go in and I would look at processes and see where we could streamline them and make them faster and better and less cumbersome for people. And I'd hear that, oh, we've always done it this way. Oh, this is the way we need to do it. And so I look at things with a slightly different perspective, because there might be a better way. We just need to be open to the possibility of it happening, being possible to do a different way. And so my questions is what if there was a better way? What if it didn't have to be so hard? What if I allowed myself to explore a new way of thinking? What if I chose to believe something else about myself? You know, and those are all questions that you can ask yourself. This week's energies are very intuitive. They're very, there's a deep connection in these energies to our intuitive side. And some people may actually experience more transformation, more growth within their clairs. You know, the clairvoyance, the clairaudience, the clairsentience, like the clairs. And because universe is using this Lionsgate portal as a way to help us create a deeper intuitive connection to ourselves, to our gifts. And, you know, it might seem scary. It might seem scary, especially if we have long forgotten that intuitive side, because we're conditioned to not trust our intuition. Working through that energy, especially using the light mastery map in this way, when we find ourselves in powerlessness, we can do a living truth rant where you say, this is what will be. This is my vision. This is who I am. I have all the time that I need. I am master of my time. This is what I know. What others think doesn't matter. This is what I'm doing. And you can go on. And when you do that, you are taking back your power that you had mistrusted in some way. And you are alchemizing that heavy powerlessness energy, and you are choosing to do better and take responsibility for that moment. Your intuition is going to guide you this week on ways that you can heal old trauma, ways that you can release generational baggage that you find yourself wanting to release. And the universe and our ancestors are showing you the way. They're lighting up the pathway for you. It may be like leading you to work with someone like myself to help you release that energy that you don't exactly know what's going on, or it might be you stepping into your power when you find yourself doubting yourself, when you find yourself being fearful of what's next, what's possible for your future. Listen to the guidance. Listen to the guidance and trust it. And when you trust your intuition, anything's possible. Second one. The second one is get out of your head. Now that's a repeat from the monthly energies. So I'm going to kind of spin it in a slightly different way, because it can be, there could be a few different things that might come about when it comes to this perspective. For some of us, there's been a resistance to making the transformation that you're being asked to make, and it's bringing up some fears, it's bringing up some doubts, and it can make us feel like we're stuck in this loop, and that we're like repeating past mistakes, or we're like going down the same pathway we've always gone down, and we know what's there. We know what's there, and somewhere in our higher mind, in our soul, we know that we don't want to go there, but we don't know a different way. And this is where our intuition is going to guide us. If we're willing to listen, if we're willing to release let go of what we do know, and allow ourselves to explore what we could know. Again, first message brought into the second one. Lots of times when this happens is when you're expanding your gifts, when you're expanding your knowledge and not sure where to go from here. Where is your journey taking you from here? What are you being guided to do? If you're not sure what those messages are, there's a few different ways that you can explore. You can sit with a journal and just ask the question, and then write down whatever comes to mind. And you can go through a meditation, and you can meditation or prayer, and then what the messages that come through will come through, and you'll be guided. That's specifically how I was guided to create the Light Mastery Map, was through meditative experiences that I had, as well as being guided to explore different ancient texts and different ancient spiritualities that confirmed what I was being shown in meditations. And so, but I had to allow myself to get out of my head. I had to allow myself to not doubt myself, not doubt what I was being told. I had to really step into my power and just trust my intuition, and do what I was being asked to do, and explore things on a very what's possible, and to understand that sometimes things that don't necessarily make sense in the world, things that don't make sense, actually help us get unstuck faster than we thought possible. The other thing that came through for this message was very much there may be fears and doubts that come up, uncertainty, those feelings of all of those feelings may come up when we, if there's things that come out that you thought you believed, you thought what you were seeing, what was happening in the world was truth, and then you find out things that that you find out other that they weren't what you thought they were. And if this happens and you feel blindsided, you know, I want you to know that knowing the truth is powerful. Being able to discern between, see with clarity. The difference between truth and illusion is powerful. Because, you know, at first you feel like you're being blindsided. It feels like you've been deceived and you're hurt and you can allow that fear, you can allow that anger, you can allow that mistrust to eat you up inside. Or you can go, thank goodness I know now. Thank goodness I you know, this is where I can go from here. And you can step into your power, and you can make that shift with ease. And just whatever that is, sometimes, you know, use the term, not my monkey. Not my circus, not my monkeys, right? And it's very much a, you know, yes, things in the world impact my life in various different ways, but, you know, a lot of stuff out there that's happening, I don't have control over, but I can control and determine and choose how I'm going to react, how I'm going to act, what steps I'm going to take for my own life, and just roll with it the best that I can with what I have. The third message that came through, was think of life as an adventure. Think of life as an adventure. So when you're going through this transformation process, when you're going through life and transforming it and choosing new pathways than you've never taken before, and doing things differently than you ever thought possible, and you're expanding your gifts, and things are happening that can look kind of weird from the outside. What you're doing is you're shedding old beliefs, and you're opening up and expanding your gifts, and you are becoming the change that you need. But it can feel like you're on a steep learning curve at times, or what you can do is you can, instead of thinking of it as a steep learning curve, you think of it as just a new pathway, right? It's just a new pathway that you're exploring. And the problem is that the brain is going to think of it as a scary pathway because you've never been down that pathway before. And it's different than what you were doing. And even though the old way was filled with struggle and some bumps and bruises and some trauma, at least you know what to expect and can kind of meander around some things to try and avoid what you went through before. But it doesn't mean that things are going to be easy for you over there, right? When you're going down a new pathway, your brain is going to go, I don't know what's behind there. I don't know what's in front of us. And it can be scary. But when you think of it as an adventure and you find yourself feeling the fear, don't push the fear aside, because that's energetically, when you push the fear aside, you're opening up your boundaries and going, okay, I'm not trusting what I'm feeling right now. And what you want to do is you want to actually recognize that you were feeling fear. Recognize the feelings that you were going through and go, okay, but what's behind that? What's behind that? And if it's fear about moving forward, you go, but this is what I want for my life. This is the pathway I want to go down, because I know that I'm being guided to take these steps. I know that I'm being guided to take these steps because it's better for me than where I have been going. And so when I find myself in those situations, I will send myself love and explore with curiosity what's beyond, what's in the uncertainty. I'm like, okay, well, I'm just going to have a peek. It's kind of like I'm telling myself, I'm just going to have a peek and see. And I have the power to choose whether or not I want to go down that road. Right? Our monthly energies told us, no matter which direction we take, we are supported. So I have the power to choose whether I go right or left, or stay where I am. I have that power. So I'm just going to have a peek and see. Right? And then if I want to go forward and my brain still is resisting, then at that point I need to send myself love and choose whether or not I'm going to stick with the resistance, or if I'm going to release the resistance that I've been feeling and allow myself to step forward with confidence and courage. And a lot of times when I'm feeling that resistance, it could feel like, when I was first going through this journey, and going through massive changes in my life, I tore down all the walls, and I still felt resistance. I still felt like I'd shrunk myself and was keeping myself stuck. And when I looked within, I saw this vision of me in a glass box. And so I had to break that glass box in order to free myself to live bigger, to expand into who I am today. And, I've had people say that they feel like they're drowning and they don't want to drown anymore, and they just want to raise their hands up and ask to be lifted out of wherever they were. And I tell them, just do that. And so they do, and they're so surprised that it was that easy. When we look at it from a different perspective than, being in the water. I can't. Raising our hands up, being lifted out, or a lot of times we could just stand up. The floor of what we're in is like, just walk right out, right? It's choosing to release ourselves from that resistance. And lately what I felt like is, because I look at this, my journey as more of a pathway. I see myself walking on that pathway, and then every now and then there's this feeling like I take a step and then I find myself 4 steps back. I'm like, oh, I've already been through this. What's going on here? And it's resistance in some way. It's like it's not wanting to take that step forward when my mind says that I do, but my brain's going, no, that's scary. We can't go down that road. I don't know what's there. And so I have to send myself love and go, you know what? But I do want to go down there. This is what I'm choosing. And I'm ready to release what's holding me back. I'm ready to cut that energetic bungee cord and release myself from what's holding me back. And I'll actually picture myself attached, my old self and my who I am now, ready to step forward, attached with an energetic cord, and I cut that energetic cord and I release what's holding me back. And all while sending myself love, because there's no judgment there. I'm like, yeah, I get it. That's why I get why I made those decisions. I get why I chose not to do this before. But I'm ready to move forward. And I know that you can do that too. I do. I know that you have the power within you to do that as well. And this is why I'm sitting here talking to you about this right now. We've had very, very strong transformative energies this month. And they have been not easy for certain people. There's been people that have had fears come up, people that have had old thoughts of people come up in their memories, and they've been faced with the decision on forgiving people that they never thought they could forgive. But they had to do that. They knew they had to do that in order to step forward. They knew that that was part of the resistance that was holding them back. And so for them to move forward and free themselves from that energetic weight that they were holding on to, they had to do what they needed to do. They had to release that resistance. And I'm not saying that it was easy. I'm not saying that, some of these people that I've helped guide through this step had to forgive people that abused them. And weren't very kind to them at all. But they got to that point where they were ready to forgive that person. And they were not forgiving that person because it would absolve that person from the wrong that they did. They were forgiving that person so that they could energetically be released and no longer hold on to that baggage anymore. They forgave that person so that they weren't connected to that pain, connected to that trauma, connected to that person any longer. So that they could take those rocks out of the backpack that was on their back and leave them where they were. So that they could walk with less weight on their shoulders. And you can do that too. In my VIP portal, there is a whole video on the forgiveness, and you are very welcome to check that out. You can, to get access to the VIP portal and the Light Mastery Map, just sign up on my website at JackieEllis.com. The link's down below, and you will get access to the VIP portal. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining me on this Energy Insight. There's big transformation that's happening, but know that we are in the waning quarter moon, which is our upper chakras again. So the Light Mastery Map will help guide you through that process, help you see when you are in your powerlessness, and how to step into your power again. For those of you that I'd love for you to share the love if you can. If this video or this message resonates with you in any way, thank you so much for sharing it. Thank you so much for liking it. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. If you feel compelled to buy me a virtual coffee, I'd much appreciate it. I use these funds to help keep the lights on, keep the internet going, so I can create videos like this and help support my family, as well as there are membership options in the link below. Soul Talk membership is a passion project of mine where I'm able to help connect with people on a deeper level in a very private platform that is transformative and helpful for those that are members. There's loads of benefits as well for being a member. So until next time, thank you again for being with me on this journey. And until next time, be simply you.